Welcome to Community Chat. I'm Mark Young.
And I'm Sally Harrison with the Mesa Chamber.
And we welcome you to this look at all the things that are happening in Mesa. Mesa is a thriving community with many great things going on. Lots of things coming our way, and we're going to talk about those as well as talk to our business leaders, our nonprofit leaders, and deal with some of the topics that Mesa deals with on a regular basis. Sally, tell us a little bit about the business community and the things that are happening here in Mesa.
It's busy. We just finished spring training, so that in itself took a lot of time and people to pull off, a really robust spring training season with 2 teams and numbers that were up. So that was good. And obviously it was a plus for our business community because we had people staying in Mesa that took in, restaurants and shopping and hotel rooms. So obviously a plus for our community in that.
And I had a chance to meet a lot of Canadians.
There were a lot of Canadians.
There were a lot of Canadians.
And a lot of people from cold parts of our country.
Imagine
Very
that.
happy to be in Mesa.
You bet.
Yeah, lots of good things happening. We have a lot of businesses either just coming in or learning about what's going on here and want to be a part of things.
And what's the work you do with it? Can you want to talk about the Industry and Defense Council any and some of the major things that are happening with them?
There's a lot going on. We just met yesterday with Congresswoman McSally from Tucson to talk about what's happening on a federal level and some issues that she was concerned about. We talked about tax reform, and our business leaders from the Industry and Defense Council had an opportunity to ask questions and give her feedback on a lot of issues that are pertinent to our defense contractors specifically.
That's good.
It is good. It's good to have support on a federal level, not just local and our state level.
Mesa is very inviting to businesses that want to work in the defense industry, and that seems to be a good, strong thing that's happening in this community. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
I think it's just not Mesa, it's our state, and it's important for us to work collaboratively with the businesses here, the elected leadership, and really to try and focus on how to bring more of that to our community to strengthen what we already have here. It's great to have the contractors that we do in the industry side and the defense side, but really we need to support them by getting some more of their supply chain here.
Mesa is a very generous community and hosts many of the strongest nonprofits in Arizona. And we know that the businesses are generous in helping work with those that are less, what would be the right word?
Fortunate?
That would be a great word to use, less fortunate. And we're lucky to have them. So as this podcast goes on, it'll be good for us to have an opportunity to talk to those folks that are doing that work, business leaders who are developing here in Mesa, but also are concerned about our community, and then some of the struggles and some of the issues that our community faces on a regular basis. I'm looking forward to those conversations. How about you?
I don't think the average person, unless they get involved in something specifically, understands everything that Mesa has to offer or the challenges that some of our areas in Mesa face. So I think it's important that as leaders, the United Way and the Chamber and some of our other agencies take on that role and educate and be collaborative and bring people together to work on some of those issues. Our business community wants to be supportive, and if our business community is strong, I believe our nonprofit community should be strong. I think at this point we have about 55 or 58 nonprofit members in the chamber, and we specifically have a council that addresses, the issues of those nonprofits, because not all of them are of the size or do they have the resources that a normal business has, and our businesses can come together to work with those nonprofits. It's really a win-win for everybody.
It's really true when the businesses come and volunteer and work with those nonprofits and get some hands-on experience with some of the difficulties in our community. It creates an empathy in the people that allows us to become a stronger community.
Right.
So I think it's really an important thing those opportunities for people to rub shoulders with folks who are less fortunate. I had a gentleman in my office the other day that worked at a local food bank, made friends with a homeless couple, and has been working to get them into a home. And through that work discovered what a difficult process it is for people who are looking for housing and shelter, and it really fired him up. So as people experience those things, it helps them get a better glimpse of to what some of those struggles really are.
Not everyone sees all the things that happen, and obviously United Way would see that more than most just because of the work that you do. But I think once you do see it or you hear about it, it's hard to turn your head and look the other way without wanting to get involved. And we have a lot of our businesses and frankly a lot of residents that want to do their part. And in a lot of cases, it could be financial, but in a lot of cases, it's in kind. It could be just time. I mean, there are ways for people to give that doesn't always mean monetarily.
That's right, and those things are just as important.
They are. They are.
Not to say that the money's not important.
Money's always important.
Money is important.
Money is definitely important, but not everybody has the means to give financially.
That's right.
Most people have a way to give somehow, and a lot of time that's time. So.
And as we talk about, working together to make a stronger community, it's true that even the smallest gift, when it's combined with other small gifts, have the capacity to make a big difference. So
right.
Anybody can be a part of what's happening.
Right. Well, and I think when people see what other people or other businesses do or are doing, it's kind of, you build on that. And it's like kind of a light bulb goes on and an awareness that, oh, I didn't ever think of that. Maybe I should do, or my company could do that or engage in that too. So it's easy for us to get the word out on some of this, but we just need people to react.
The Chamber does a lot more than just look after the interest of business, right? So you guys especially, and I think the community can be often is confused about the work of the Chamber of Commerce. So why don't you talk a little bit about all the other committees and all the other groups that are doing work to strengthen our community?
When you're in a community the size we are, I don't think that you can just focus on one thing. And as important as a networking event is to some of our businesses, I think we have to look broader than that. We are in a community of almost 500,000 people, which means we have some opportunities and some challenges that maybe other communities don't. And we have to take advantage of those. Over the last, I'd say, couple of years, some things have kind of come to the forefront, and we've decided that when we have an opportunity as a chamber to take some of these issues on and partnerships, that it's a benefit to our members to be a part of something bigger. Obviously, we take care of our members first, but then it ripples out from there. So we look at what's going on in the community, bring those opportunities to our membership, what's going on in the region, and we need to be a part of that. It's a little different in the chamber world now than it was, say, 10 or 20 years ago, where you could focus on, way back when, parades and pageants, and that's just not the way of a chamber today.
Right, because you guys have a council on education, you have a nonprofit vitality council, you work with the veterans and have a veterans council.
We do.
There are several things that you guys are involved in.
We do. The veterans program that we started a couple of years ago kind of just happened overnight. I was meeting with somebody talking about something totally different, and we got on the subject of veterans, and kind of a light bulb went on that we're in a really big community, and there are a lot of agencies and a lot of people doing things for veterans, but it's very fragmented. And so I had the idea that we really should figure out how to bring some of those opportunities to help our veterans to one location. And so fortunately, thanks to Mesa United Way for deciding to partner with us and really take the lead, we were able to open the Veterans Center, the Mesa Resource Center, last August, and it's pretty exciting to see what's happening there today. But that's, I think, how we need to react. When there's an issue, you take it head on and you address it and you pull the community together. This is not about the chamber. This is not about United Way. This is not about the city of Mesa. This is really a community that cares. And when you pull the community together, you have an opportunity for a better outcome.
Which is why we're doing this podcast together, right?
Right.
Because we know that when we choose to work together to solve the issues and to grow Mesa and to make this a stronger community, we can do that in a more efficient way and a way that involves more people in the decision making. And we think that's important.
That's exactly right. I couldn't agree more. I think, if you try and do something on your own, you might get there at some point, but you're only focused on what's in your little head, and you don't have the opportunity of collaboration with others. And really, I think that's the benefit here, is that we have a large community that cares about its residents and its businesses and the future of our city. And by pulling everybody together to do certain things, I think we have some good things ahead of us.
Absolutely. And it's kind of like that with Mesa United Way. United Ways used to be thought of as just one thing. They did this one thing. They ran workplace campaigns and gave money away. And while that's still really important to us, it's also important to us to find those areas where there's gaps in services and see what we can do to fill in. So when we talked about the veterans, that was perfect. There were a lot of places doing good work, but no single place that a vet could go to get some direction and really somebody to walk alongside them while they're looking for the help that they need. So it's an exciting partnership. And we're not the only ones in partnership. There are people throughout the community that we work with, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this podcast. We'll be inviting in business leaders, nonprofit leaders, and we'll be talking about some of the issues that are facing Mesa. So we hope that you will consider listening to us when you're jogging or running along the riverfront or lifting weights or cooking lunch or whatever it is you're doing. And we promise that it will be worth your time. Thank you so much for your attention, and we'll see you soon.
Yay.